Hello and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to have a quick chat, talk, discussion, whatever you want to call this, just about Booktube and what's been going on the past week. It's pretty much, I'm just going to talk about Booktube and inclusivity. I'm not really going to go delve into any of the wider scope with the world or anything like that. It's mainly about Booktube. Even though I've been making videos just very recently, I have been watching Booktube for about 4 years. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And I don't know if anyone's going to watch this, if anyone's going to be influenced by this, but at least if I talk about it, it's there. People can take it or leave it. People can argue, discuss, whatever they want to do. But it's there. And it's just my thoughts. So anyway, there's been a lot of booktubers talking about race and inclusivity, and particularly about black people on Booktube. And I've watched a ton. I've mainly been watching black booktubers, but I've also been watching a few of the white YouTubers embrace it, struggle with it, whatever. Like, posting's good. There's obviously been people who haven't posted about it. Okay, that's whatever that is. But all I want to say particularly is, the first thing I think is important is to acknowledge that this is not a new issue. This has been going on since the advent of Booktube. I've been watching for 4 years. I have seen multiple videos over the years of black booktubers talking about the lack of inclusivity, about the lack of opportunity, being passed over, all that. If you're suddenly, you're white YouTubers, if you're suddenly subscribing to a new channel, scroll down, you'll probably find another video talking about this. If someone's been posting for a year or more, they've probably made a video about this exact subject. So, very important to acknowledge that this is not a new issue. It's a latent issue. It's been there since the beginning. And secondly, I guess, I want to try and be more positive. I don't, there's no room for guilt. There's no point. It's not about, if you're white and you're a booktuber, it's not about your feelings. It's not really about you other than your actions. So, okay, yeah, you want to help, you want to be part of the solution. So, you're making TBRs. You're making TBRs with black authors. Great. There's probably a couple things to consider. Were you previously reading black authors? And if not, just think about why. There's unconscious bias, we all have it. It's important to acknowledge unconscious bias and actively try to counteract it. So, yeah, there are the societal factors. That's the whole thing. It's exactly the same thing that people, when they talk about the patriarchy, it's the societal factors that affects everybody, and it affects you in ways you don't even know. So introspection with all these things is very important, I find. And again, this is just me. I'm 36 years old. I'll be the first person to say I don't know. I don't know the answers. I don't know. All I say is all I listen. I read, I listen, and this is just my particular take on it. And like you said, if you disagree, you can let me know. You can not let me know. I'm up for it all. But anyway, I digress. I'm trying not to do that. So yeah, important that you acknowledge. And if you have read black authors, just kind of how many? Are you reading them as part of a readathon? So I know the Black History Month readathon's very, very big. A lot of people participate, black and white. But is that the only time that you read them? And if so, why? Maybe just try to incorporate that more black authors, more diverse reading into your whole reading spectrum. Also, I think it's important to maybe just not read the same things by Black authors. There's a real tendency and that you might just read like misery memoirs. This is particularly also an issue for Jewish writers. There's a lot of people who only read Holocaust memoirs, whereas there's a whole massively rich, diverse reading from Black authors. So read widely. Read, like, diverse isn't just about the creator, it's about the work too. So yeah, read diversely. And then I guess the last thing to talk about is just interaction with booktubers and Booktube. So you might see that you don't really watch much Black booktubers and you want to watch more. Great, awesome. Find some. Really easy. Especially now, the algorithm is in their favor. Everyone's watching. They'll pop up more, way more. I mean, I don't know if anyone's YouTube algorithm was as messed up as mine, but it was pretty white, and now it's getting better. So awesome. Watch their videos talking about being Black on YouTube. Definitely watch them all the way through. Don't question them. Don't ask them. I would say just watch them. Watch them and like them. That's probably the best thing to do. Definitely don't ask questions. Don't ask them to explain. Don't ask them to educate you. I think it's really huge consensus on all the videos I watched is they're tired of having to explain this shit. It's not their problem, it's our problem. And that's it. Like, so watch those videos. But also watch their videos talking about books. That's what we're all here for, right? We're all here to watch Booktube. We're all here to talk about books. So watch some of their book videos. If they're talking about books that you like, great. You probably want to subscribe and follow them. If they're talking about books that you're interested in that you don't necessarily read, great, and more recommendations. If they're talking about books that you don't read, subjects that you don't like, stuff that you will never read, just, that's great. That's probably not a channel for you, but that's okay. I think a lot of people don't want a pity like. They don't want a pity subscription. There's, tokenism. Be careful not to exoticize other people. Like, at the end of the day, everyone is a person, no matter. So I think they want to be seen as a person that have flaws, that have pride, that has beauty, that has sadness. So yeah, like, I just think, you gotta vibe person to person. And also, like, if you can't find any channels that you like, also that's another great introspection. It's like, why? What is it? Because it could be that you have already been raised in a society that promotes whiteness, even though you don't even realize it. This isn't new. So introspection, always read. Just read. This is what we do, right? Read ideas. You wouldn't, like, ideas are so influential, and you don't understand. You don't always understand the power of just being one person. Like, I probably haven't really influenced that much people. I don't expect this channel to be big at all. I have like maybe 20 subscribers right now. But if I influence one person, that's one person. That one person could then influence 2 people. Those 2 people could then influence 10 people. It grows. Ideas grow. And just look at some of the biggest ideas in the world, the most impactful, whether they're good or bad. They often have one person's name attached to them. So don't be afraid. Also, if you're white and you're gonna talk about race on your channel, you will probably offend somebody, whether that's a white person or a black person. You just gotta be okay with that. Don't be defensive. don't even, I know, it depends on the situation, but generally don't try to necessarily explain yourself if you're getting called out, because that might just make it worse. Just listen, hear, next time, learn. Actions will really speak louder. But also, if you see racism, and or even just like pervasive thought it's not as progressive, you want to challenge it. It's not okay. You don't have to ostracize people. In some ways, that's maybe a bit worse. You as a white person have the ability in some cases to explain and to educate and to influence other white people in ways that black people may never get the chance to. And to be honest, they don't really, a lot of them don't want to anymore. Like, this is, inclusivity is kind of down to us. It works both ways too. So if you don't want to talk about this, if you don't want to read books by black authors, you might find that you're the one that isn't being included. So just think about that too. And I said also, like, you don't even have to talk about this on your channel. You can just read more black authors. You can talk about authors that are black. Just talking about them. Just linking to channels that are talking about them. Just, you're doing a tag video, tag a black booktuber that you subscribe to, you like. It's really simple. It's kind of all really, it's literally just include people. That's all that is. There's so many ways to do it. And no one knows the answers to a lot of society's problems, including racism. Like, if people knew, it probably wouldn't be an issue anymore. Like, this is bigger than you. This is greater than you. But there are simple things you can do to help. And yeah, it can be really simple. And that's basically all I have to say. It's longer than I wanted it to be, but yeah. Leave your thoughts below. I know it's a small channel. I'm probably always going to be small, but like I said, if I can influence one person, that's fine. And yeah, I'll see you again soon.